haters talking about.
What's up, family? Legendary talk show host and all-around boss Byron Allen wants all the smoke with Al Sharpton, Barack Obama, and some of the most powerful media corporations in the world in a battle to spotlight the crisis at the heart of the American race relations. It's a daunting mission, but somehow I don't think Byron is afraid. In fact, I think he's fearless. I came across this video from 2016 that I had no idea existed. And I was like, man, I don't think enough people have seen this video. I don't think enough people really know how real Byron Allen is. So I took it upon myself to share it with you. Oh man, it is a doozy. I'll share the information and put the link to the video in the description so you can see it for yourself. Byron aired everybody out with no hesitation. He told the Daily Caller that the top media interests are actively freezing out and in some cases destroying black-owned media companies, and they're paying Reverend turned MSNBC host Al Sharpton, Obama, the NAACP, and others to give them racial cover for it. Byron is the chairman and CEO of the production company Entertainment Studios, which joined the National Association of African American Owned Media to file a $20 billion racial discrimination lawsuit against Comcast, Time Warner Cable, Sharpton's National Action Network, the NAACP, the Urban League, and former FCC Commissioner Meredith Atwell Baker. Byron and his fellow plaintiffs also filed a $10 billion lawsuit against AT&T and DirecTV. It's cheaper to give Al Sharpton money than it is to do business with real African American owned media, Byron told the DC. What Comcast does is they give Al Sharpton money so he doesn't call them racist. That is the issue here. Why is Sharpton on TV every night on MSNBC? Because he endorsed Comcast's acquisition of NBC Universal. He signed a memorandum of understanding back in 2010. He endorsed the merger. Next thing you know, we're watching him on TV trying to form a sentence. Every night, we have the privilege of watching adult illiteracy. Al Sharpton is nothing more than a black pawn in a very sophisticated white economic chess game. He continued, he's not even bright enough to know he's on the chessboard and he's being used by his white masters at Comcast. I find it outstanding that AT&T is the biggest sponsor of Sharpton's 60th birthday party. AT&T spent more money on Al Sharpton's birthday party than they have on 100% African American owned media combined. Sharpton should return the money because AT&T doesn't even celebrate Martin Luther King Day as a national holiday. The employees there take it as a sick day. I didn't know that. Byron continued, Reverend Jesse Jackson, you were on the balcony when Martin Luther King was assassinated. Why are you taking money from AT&T? Why is Al Sharpton getting more money from AT&T than Ebony Magazine, which has been around for 70 years? Corporations trick people like, I got the diversity award. Well, diversity is defined as women and white women. My wife happens to be white and I ask her, who is the white guy who speaks for all white people? You can't even think that. That idea is racist. That's wrong. So why do I have some black guy who speaks for me? Why is he cutting deals that somehow I don't benefit from, but somehow he's on television every night? I think that Obama uses him to control the Negroes. DC has been taking payoffs. Comcast owns every politician in that town, including President Obama. He's noting Comcast's fundraising efforts for then President Barack Obama. He said that Obama has been bought and paid for. Whew, man. And that ain't all. He also said that President Obama, he was talking directly to Obama. He said, you own or you control $2 billion in advertising. What have you done to make sure African American owned media is participating in government advertising? He said, we got more respect from President Clinton. Whew, shame on you, Obama. Man, he said that I think African Americans would have been much better off with a white president. Man, Byron wasn't playing no games, man. Essentially what Byron is stressing is black ownership of media so that we can control our own image around the world. This is why there is such a negative image of black people around the world. American media did that, and they did it on purpose. Why? So that it could justify the mistreatment of black people in this country. Simple. Same thing with Africa. Showing us all these naked images of kids with flies and being hungry and big bellies, and showing the tribal parts of Africa where people out in the jungle killing people and all of that stuff to scare the rest of the world from wanting to go there, to keep Africans in the continent divided from African Americans in the United States. Easier to control us that way, right? See, that's why they don't want Byron to have that ownership, and they don't want those other companies out there, the black owned companies, to have that ownership. You know, we can fight all we want, man, but until we control our own image, a lot ain't gonna change. We gotta control our own media. And this is why I always support those out there who have any type of platform, even if it's just on social media. We got to control our own image. They've already shown that they can't do it, and they don't want to do it. In fact, well, they want to do it, but they want to do it in a negative way. So I'm with Byron 1,000%. Man, thank God for that man. That man is necessary. I love him for that. He is necessary. There ain't too many dudes out there that's got the power that he have, black, with that kind of money, and got some nuts. Ain't too many of them. A lot of them, man, they get to that level, man, and they just want more and more acceptance. And it's like the more money they get, the less power they get. Or at least the less power that they're willing to exercise. They just want to fit in. Like, ooh, man, I'm happy I got mine. I don't want nothing to do with them. Ooh, look at them. Oh, nah, man, this guy right here, he's necessary. Byron said, if we don't have the economic divide, you don't have the racial issues you see today. Shots fired. Oh, man, this dude is necessary. A lot of us have been sleeping on Byron Allen, but he has been quietly going about his business, making boss move after boss move after boss move, making sure that he owns all of his intellectual property and standing on two the whole time. Don't tell me you can't stand on two and get your money. He's a living example. This man has impeccable business skill. The way that his businesses are structured, impeccable. Integrity, he's solid. Yeah, that's the kind of cat I can get behind. I can support that. In fact, I can stand right on the side of him. I get on the front line with Byron any day before some of these other cats out here that a lot of people out here are praising and worshiping. Man. And we got to protect him, man. We hear anybody saying something bad about this dude, anybody coming for him, anybody try, man, we got to get at him. We got to make sure that we protect this one. Again, I dropped a link to the video in the details. Y'all check it out and leave your comments. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?